free at last. Free at last. Zach Lavine will be free at last. All-NBA guard Zach Lavine of the Chicago Bulls has been over in trade talks for somewhat of time before they thought they could build a convincing run after Lonzo Ball got traded over to the Chicago Bulls after a controversial front office ideas just to make cap over for Zion Williamson. So Lonzo got shipped off to the Bulls. Then they made over a massive asset, getting DeMar DeRozan a combo off an offensive combo for a defensively minded, slow-paced offense. With Billy Donovan sourced over as the head coach, and they got already an extension over Nikola Vucevic. But a lack of youth, an already underwhelming process of a B-list guard. Most of the fans are already lowly optimistic of even making a deep playoff run. So it was expected, you think around this time, that the Bulls would think of trying to at least add more assets. But as of this moment, thanks Lonzo Ball is still going to be out for, over 2 seasons and a half due to an Achilles injury. He's coming out of 2 surgeries. And usually franchises won't wait that long to still try to concede relevancy, with already an unproven commodity only making it to the play-in once and getting out in the first round of the playoffs over the 2021-22 season. And Zach Lavine is getting older. He's around 28 years old, and you want your in-prime guard to still be highly productive and ship over for the youth. Only highly productive youth that they still have around the team that still has a 10-year over as the Chicago Bulls, Kobe White. Nikola Vucevic signed a massive package deal, so they can probably launch that cap space with the money for compensation. And DeMar DeRozan is still highly productive around his latter age, man. So, Bulls already thought of the smart choice, already 7-4 openings. This is by The Athletic. Probing the availability of 2-time All-Star Zach Lavine that has increased opens from the organizations and players about exploring trade sources. So this is possibly going to happen sooner rather than later, knowing that Alex Caruso could be a massive defensive asset, a good hustle and good secondary player for the Nuggets, and thinking that they need additional depth after losing Bruce Brown from the Denver Nuggets. They're still a great team, but just having a good, resourceful, championship-level role player that plays amazing over the second unit, can hustle when you need to, and can defend almost any position on the floor. Nuggets Caruso could probably get a guy like Caruso. That would be a massive W. Vucevic over to the Grizzlies. They don't have that much of a impactful front court. After Steven Adams kind of not giving in over his rotation spot, needing another playmaking forward that could actually give some good openings from behind the arc, that would actually be pretty good, because it's only Xavier Tillman. He's like his third year over in the NBA, and he's still not given that much of a rotation option. And Bismack Biyombo, you just edge Vucevic over at that 5 option. He could actually be beneficial for the front court, and just have an All-NBA defensive front court with already Vucevic being a 2-time All-Star and more of a versatile rebounding scorer, while Jaren Jackson Jr. can get the shot blocking. Not really big over on the rebounding, and it's really going to help if the Grizzlies make some trade assets to help. Because it's just David Roby that they've been starting. Santa Almada, that's like a small forward. He's good over at the 3 spot. And Jaren Jackson Jr., there's not much that we can even develop over Kenneth Lofton yet. So having another established, experienced forward to help over the offense side of the ball, while still having Ja coming back around next month, could really help. That could really help the Memphis Grizzlies. And we all know there's a lot of big market teams that are very desperate to sign Zach Lavine. But DeMar DeRozan to take over that wing possession is possibly a fan favorite for the Miami Heat. So there could be a 3-way, 4-way trade that can back over his expiring deal. But there's already too much veteranship as it is. And Lavine to the Lakers could make a lot of sense to a lot of people. After re-signing D'Lo over a 3-year deal, knowing that he was willing to get an extension, certain role players are already not getting as much as they can, and Cam Reddish could prosper over a younger roster, developing roster, so he can get something out of it. So is Reeves, and probably more an established unit LeBron could kind of handle more. And it worked for him at the most because the momentum that they have over the second half of the last season, it's not going so well for the Lakers this season. So Lavine possibly going over to the Lakers or the Miami Heat, the 76ers also was a major trade option for him. Or hell, try to screw it up over on the Clippers. So there's a lot of major big options that could be used for a lot of postseason preceding teams. Even the Memphis Grizzlies, even though they're the bottom of the West, it's only under 15 games over in the start of the season. So a lot of options per se. Zach Lavine, he's already been given a lot of flack over on the locker room, saying that he's a selfish player. He can't read outside around the floor, and maybe him being the number one option over in Chicago kind of clouds over his mind and letting him play second fiddle over as a secondary option where his offense can be the complementary piece on certain teams would actually be a good thing. So tell me down below where y'all think the Zach Lavine trade could go. I personally feel like LA would be a major option, but they already have a loss of a lot of first-round picks that can flack over in this decade just to win now over LeBron James aging is already a primary scorer at 39 years old. Philly could be another great option, but it would be a hype trade, in my opinion. Philly would be a superior option over to LA. I would just say let LA fumble. I want LA to fumble, but that's just my opinion, and that's my East Coast bias. Besides that, Knicks could be another option, just saying. And, of course, I could not say the Clippers. That could be another primary exit option. Or OKC. They have a lot of lined up first round picks in a primary win now spot with a lot of potential young stars with already an All-NBA guard out of SGA. Giddey. We're already getting a lot of promise with Chet Holmgren. I think he's the second highest scorer already over in the rookie signing, or hell, even the Mavericks. But that's a lot of talent you got to give out. But it's all speculation. That's the best part whenever we think of these trade rumors. That's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you want further more from the DST show. If you want more content, we'll get over an array of conversation. And I don't know. This has been the only interesting thing that happened if it's not basketball, if it's not on the court related. We know Lavine has a lot of trade rumors, and I'm sure a lot of Bulls fans would be relieved to finally try to blow this thing up, try to build this thing out of the court. Stop resorting over a hype, especially when you know there's a lot of guys that probably can't perform around the deep playoff level like the Miami Heat did, and they were a lower seed than the Chicago Bulls.